over 600, and I asked him today how he got it, and he said, I have no idea. I heard the word jackpot, I looked up, and it said 300 million. So sometimes it's just to be better than, lucky than good.
Alexander, the young champ here from Pittsburgh, who just has been fantastic. He won the Buffalo Pinball Summer Open, another Papa Circuit event earlier, and of course he's had some success here at the Pittsburgh Pinball Open.
Yeah, he loves it here. He's a local league player, great kid, really grounded for as well as he's played and as fast as he's come onto the scene. He's a great young man and definitely one of the future highlights of pinball coming up in the future.
All right, and now stepping up, I believe we have Greg Galanter. Greg Galanter, a local Pittsburgher, a notable player in the local scene.
So on the bottom right, you can see him with the white jacket, the headphones on, and if we're lucky, we'll see him dance very soon.
It's not going to be luck. It'll definitely happen. It's just going to happen. He very animated player. If he gets on a roll, if you're nearby, you'll know he's doing well. He lets everybody know it.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like he has started his multi-ball. So for this, in the multi-ball, all you're going to want to do is just dump balls in the basket. The first one's 20 million, and then if you shoot another one, and
just like
first
that.
one there. Now if he shoots another one, it'll be worth 100 million. That should lock out the game right now.
And two, if he can get that free, that's the, is that the free throw shot?
That is the free throw shot.
That will give him a hidden ball.
I believe so. I don't, actually, yeah, it would.
It will. It's one of the hidden balls.
Yeah.
The hard thing to do, the hardest one of those hidden ball features is getting all three back up the ramp during multi-ball.
And he just had a bad triple drain on that.
He chips it out in bonus, I believe, with the game balls coming up at the end, and we go.
5 million.
Wow. So 200 would be a great score on that one.
Oh, yes. Yeah, this is definitely a grinding game with a lot of patience, working towards your mystery features, working towards your multi-balls. The modes in this game can be worth some points. But most of all, you're just patiently chopping wood.
Okay, so we're done on Shaq Attack right now. There in the bottom screen, you see Chris Stevens, who's done very well.
Yep. And it looks like Greg will be going up 1-0 in his series.
This is a look at the B standings right now, the B Division Finals.
You want to go ahead, Fred, and talk a little bit about what we're seeing here?
As far as the B finals, a lot of local people here. We had about 90 competitors this weekend, and from what I counted this morning, 50 of them were from the local Pittsburgh Pinball League, which was great to see. A lot of first-time tournament players just showing up and playing. It's fantastic. The scene around here has grown so much, and it's great to see a lot of new tournament players come out and support the cause.
So, Fred, tell me, is this the, and I don't know, so I'm asking without knowing the answer, is this the Papa Iron Man?
This is one of the Papa Iron Men,
okay.
Yeah. This is the one that was actually used in Pittsburgh, and we had our tech Steve Eckert go over the game. Really didn't do much to it, but it's playing bad.
Well, it's playing tough. It's not playing bad. In fact, all these games are playing fantastic. I haven't heard one complaint from anybody about the quality of the games. Are they tough? Sure, that's okay, and that's the way they should be. But I got a text from Raymond Davidson saying, "Why is 23 million the second highest score on Iron Man?" Well, it's tough. There are the funny thing is the rubbers are even on the outposts, but still, it's a very, very tough, fast game.
Yeah, I misspoke when I said bad. I didn't mean to say that.
No, I know.
I think Steve put on new rubbers, and if anybody watches this game, you'll see how bouncy it is, and that's the hard part. The slings are insanely sensitive, and if you get side to side, you're probably done.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're probably done. But go ahead, Lewis.
So just as a side note here, we have Chris Stevens playing right now against Levy Naiman, another New Yorker. Chris Stevens is pretty much one of the top local players right now, rated about 25th in the world, I would say, on the Whopper rankings.
And he's been on time for every game.
Yes.
I think he learned his lesson on that one, Jeff.
Little side note from Pittsburgh, or from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he was running a little bit behind, unfortunately, and didn't make his round in Pittsburgh. But Chris, local guy, fantastic player. He played it in classics yesterday, and is playing over here. And I certainly expect him to be hanging around for a little while.
Yeah, we made sure to give him a round of applause this morning when he showed up on time.
I think his girlfriend's playing in the B, so that might have helped as well.
Oh yes, I believe Leslie did want to get here on time as well.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what the prevailing strategy is on this, but I was just trying to shoot ramps on this game, and when I missed, I really paid the price because I thought shooting Monger was way too dangerous.
I was going for the ramps as well, too. Now, Levy, he put up the grand champ score on this in qualifying. I think he had 63, and I saw him do or die. I think he didn't do very well in Jericho, but, I mean, he just crushed it.
Yeah, if you get do or die, you pretty much probably cemented your score, and it was far and away the best score of the weekend.
For those who don't know, Lewis, explain do or die.
So do or die is what you get when on one ball you complete the 5 features for the 5 characters you can see. Ironmonger, which he just started, is when you shoot the spinners to raise the monger, bash them 6 times to start the multi-ball. Whiplash, to the right of the monger that just came up, you want to hit him 5 times to start his multi-ball. War Machine, there's 4 drone targets, which will then light War Machine multi-ball on the little kicker with the flashing shield icon to the left of the monger. Drones is the award you get for completing those drones as well. And then Iron Man is spelling Iron Man and then shooting one of the side targets to start in Iron Man mode.
For those following along on the Never Drains software and wondering, what is Steelman? Well, you're in Pittsburgh. You've got to change Iron Man to Steelman.
Yeah, I was changed in the queue to Fred Cochranton, so Steelman just kind of followed suit and having a little bit of fun as we always do.
Oh yes.
And there goes that ramp strategy we were talking about. He went for the ramp, hit the post, and right down the middle.
Posts are never good.
No, on this one, you can usually have a little bit of time to recover on it, but again, this is Iron Man, and it's unforgiving when you miss.
So scores right now, Chris steps up. He's at 2 million, 5.7 after 2 for Levy.
He's got his War Machine lit, and he's got his Monger. So if he can get War Machine and after raising the Monger, then he can stack the multi-balls.
That's the order you have to do it in.
Yeah. And then he'll have his added balls lit on the War Machine.
Andy's got an Iron Man lit, so if he wants to go ahead and raise the Monger, start an Iron Man, then start War Machine, he may be looking at a ton of points here.
Yeah, he's playing it smart. He's playing slow, but then, that was a great save.
Ooh, let's see what he does.
Is he going for war?
So you can make it from there. It's a little tight, but you can get it. It's a satisfying shot, so.
It looks like he's going to sneak the War Machine.
Let's see if he can get it. Sometimes on the back end's a little safer, but he just nailed it, and now he's going to go. And now he can get Monger as well and stack those 2.
Yep.
Got his added balls lit as well on the War Machine. Potentially,
got it.
Yeah, he's potentially tens of millions on this.
Oh yeah.
On this multi-ball.
His Iron Man is still lit, and so if he pegs his Iron Man shot here.
One more shot for Monger.
Yep, there's
and he
Monger.
got it just as he drained.
And
yeah,
that'll bring everything back.
Pretty
no
fortunate.
kidding. No ball save on Iron Man.
He just got another added ball.
I'll get a little ball save there.
Oh, right off the bat.
Yeah, uses added balls, using 4-ball multi-ball. Just raise the Monger, hit him 6 times. Jackpot lights on the center spinner.
Yep.
Wow. Once again, super fast. It's a rough game.
So all that, the stacking, 7.7 million.
Yep. That just shows you how rough the game's playing.
So I like your strategy, Ed, about the ramps here. I mean, if it's kind of a safe. It's almost what people are doing on fishtails too.
Mm-hmm.
Going inside the boat.
Yeah, if you get into a rhythm like Chris has already right here, it's a safe return to the flippers. Again, if you get into the rhythm, you can get double the value for combo shots. It's definitely a safe strategy to put some of a cushion between you and your opponent.
Yeah, and Andy also has his Iron Man scoring running right now, so all these switches are going to give him a little bit of points.
Yeah, if you watch the slings, they're they're sensitive, but they aren't very powerful, and they are very deceptive in the way they go, and you are in danger and you don't even know it.
Yes.
He's well set up for ball 3. So here goes Levy, who has to see if he can get over 12 to make Chris play ball 3.
Yeah, a little pressure, You know you're down by 6 million. You have to do some things.
What would you be going for? Ramps here?
I'd go with what I'm comfortable with. I'd go with ramps, but it depends what he's on. 3 more shots for Monger.
Yeah,
he's got a little bit of wood to chop here. He's going to be a little patient to do it.
Yeah, I'd probably go with the ramps. Try to see if I could work towards maybe a whiplash even, or see how like 4 more drones. I guess, yeah, I probably wouldn't
Oh,
be shooting
boy.
for War Machine starting here.
I'm just trying to get control now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a nice
Oh!
save.
Yeah.
And it comes back in.
Yeah,
That half ramp, I'm surprised he didn't bounce past it over there. It looked like a little bit of a panic thing, but I mean, I sit here doing that. Watching
Yeah.
on the outside, it's all easier said than done.
that right ramp, I know I miss it. Generally, just goes to the left out lane. It just curves over, and
Yeah.
that's it. So, Chris will take the victory on that one.
So here's some scoring after A Division. Right now, Alberto is playing Nick Zendejas. They're tied 1-1. Alex from Pittsburgh is playing Trent. He's up 1-0.
Fred Richardson is currently playing Peacenik Man, and they are 0-0. Levy Naiman is eliminated after his 3rd loss to Chris Stevens. John Del Zoppo is 1-1 against Pete Hendricks.
Battle of Pittsburgh there.
Bob
Matthews.
is currently waiting for his first game with John Replogle. Greg Galanter, who we saw earlier, has his 1 win on
Shaq Attack.
to Evans none. And then Steve Bowden is up 1-0 right now on Jason Werdrick.
I think John and Bob might have played already. I'm not sure. I saw John playing Medieval Madness, and Bob was standing behind him. I don't know if that was just a previous game that he was just watching, or that was just we just don't have that update yet. I'm not sure yet.
Actually, we have the update right now, and John has 3-0'd Bob Matthews to move on to the 3rd round.
Wow.
Thank you, Doug.
Producer Doug Polka, thank you very much.
Doug has been running the PPO for the 8 years that it's been here, so thank you for Doug for putting this amazing tournament together.
And it's more than what we're seeing here. There's right now we're watching the main A's and B division. There were classics as well, an A and B division. The women's champ yesterday, Priyanka from Pittsburgh, did very, very well, beating Michelle McCleister, and also Elizabeth Cromwell and Virginia Hendricks, top 4 in the women's. And then even coming up a little bit later, there's a 4-strike tournament, and there was one other event.
There was Pinkymon. That was won by Eric Stone, I believe, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then the Classics champion was Jason Bocor. He knocked out Greg DeFeo in the finals. It was, Greg knocked me out with a 900,000 on Ali in our match, and then he went on to unfortunately lose to Jason. But they're both great players, and it's awesome.
And Alberto and Jason were 3 and 4.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't remember who was in there. Yeah, but there's all kind of different things going on. You know, lots of tournaments, lots of fun. Everybody's here. Everybody was here bright and early at 10 o'clock playing pinball. Good way to start off your Sunday.
Definitely. And with a lot of games in these side banks here, now that are open to free play, we have a lot of people just playing dollar games or just playing for fun while we have this main tournament going on. And as we just said before, the second update, the Chris Stevens over Levy Naiman is now official at 3-1. He'll be waiting on the winner of Fred Richardson, Funky Fred, and Peacenik Man.
It's strange to see Chris ranked at 21. When I looked up, I just saw his rank was 21. I almost thought maybe they had the numbers superimposed because Chris is usually one of the top qualifiers, but
well, you know
he's
what?
still making damage right now.
I did a little bit of a dent to him last night. I took number 1 on the Doodle game and dropped him down 10 points, so he dropped in the standings a little bit. I still sit here, though. Oh, dialed in now.
Yeah, it's a great game. Anybody asks me, I'll tell them for the rest of the day how much of a fun game this is. And Fred Richardson is playing against
Peacenik Man.
Peacenik Man. Peacenik Man knocked out Greg DeFeo.
3 games to 2.
3 games to 2. Mm-hmm. And Peace is playing very well.
Oh, yes.
And Fred Richardson's been making every tournament across the country in the last, I don't know, few months, I think. He was in Indianapolis. He said he won one. And he'll be in Chicago next month for Expo. And he's here. And he was in Cleveland.
Well, Peace had a really good game on the Doodle game. And Dipsy-Doodle, I should be calling it.
Okay.
Dipsy-Doodle. He 60-some-odd thousand. So that really helped his ticket get him into the top 24.
Yeah, Doodlebug and or Doodlebug. Either one of those. I can't bring myself to playing them. They kill me.
I love that game.
They kill me.
And I didn't start playing it until the last 3-4 hours yesterday, and just fell in love with it.
It's like I said, it's a patience game, and I don't have any patience.
Let it bounce, let it bounce, let it bounce.
Yeah. So this is the same Dowden that was used in Pinburg. Pretty much set up the same way. Outlane post gone. Kickback needs to be Bob needs to be spelled twice to light the kickback, and that's usually danger over there when you're on the left-hand side. But Fred walks off with
41 plus a decent bonus.
Oh.
He'll go ahead and spot up a ton of
Take
points
that.
from his Quantum Theater and other stuff.
Yeah, for a newer game, you have to have a lot of patience on this one, too. It's kind of a grind, but the shots are satisfying, and like I said, the strategies are pretty simple. Anybody can walk up to the game and learn how to play it.
11 modes to get before to Armageddon. I haven't seen anybody do it yet.
I did it with the glass off. I actually took the glass off, just started hitting the things to see if I could get to it, just to see what it was like. It was pretty cool.
Spoiler alert. Didn't want to earn it.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to be able to earn it. That's a big difference. But yeah, basically in Dialed In, you got to shoot the electric guy that's on the pedestal in the front like Peach just did.
Yep.
And then the phone will light. You shoot the phone to start your mode. You can select the mode as you flip on either flipper. So if you want to pick a specific mode, you have to be very specific about how you flip your flippers.
Yep.
Lewis, what's the mode you like the least?
Oh, the least. I would say the least is probably...
Stand-ups?
Stand-ups, yes.
You have to hit 5, I think, right?
Yeah, it's... I want to say it's like Meteor Strike or something like that. You have to hit 4 or 5 stand-ups. So you're hitting risky shots to try to put yourself into a good position. And
like a Pat Lawler game, what's the mode that has the almost power Addams Family magnet?
Oh, you're looking at it right now.
Well,
EMP Strike.
Yeah,
there
the
it
EMP
is.
Strike. It's the one I dislike the most. It's just the magnets on this game
There it goes. Woo.
are super strong, and it just throws the ball everywhere. So it's one of those ones that I've seen a lot of people time out. But and there's another bounce out of the left out lane. That thing's always doing that.
And unlike not most games, but unlike some other games, Dialed In is a game where you don't want to time out modes because modes are everything.
Right.
I think that's brilliant on Jersey Jacks.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you play because if you finish the mode, you like the SIM card. And how can you not pass up 100,000 points for getting a shot? That's a pretty insane shot for one game.
100,000 points plus adding
Multipliers.
a multiplier to all your next modes, which also adds a little bit of a don't tilt to the game.
Yeah, I also like the fact when you do tilt that. Yeah, when you tilt, it actually shows you the bonus and how much you lost. It's kind of like okay, well, you want to tilt? Well, this is how many points you lost.
Don't you love when you tilt, it tells you the bonus you would have had?
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Doesn't that just rub it in?
There's a lot of little subtleties of this game that really make it enjoyable for me personally. Like I said, it's a simple playing game, but there's so much going on. And you have to be accurate, you have to be patient. And it's just a lot of fun.
So it looks like... Fred has a huge setup right here right now. Looks like he's may go ahead and dump the mode. He has his Big Bang lit, which is kind of like the super bomb of Dialed In.
50 grand for the first one.
It's actually context sensitive. If you're in a mode, it completes the mode. If you're in a multi-ball, it spots every jackpot. And if you don't have any of that going, you get 50,000.
Nice.
So what you want to do is, ideally, you want to start a mode. You want to start your multi-ball, and then dump one shot into the Big Bang so you end the mode, light your SIM card, and light your super jackpots in multi-ball.
I just learned something. I had no idea you could do that.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's key, and it's easier said than done, but that is the strategy for sure.
It's not a terribly difficult shot. Like, it's, a pretty reasonable shot, but to light it is somewhat difficult because you got to hit it with that upper flipper or get some lucky bounces off the slings.
Oh, yeah.
And there goes it right out of the theater.
And for those wondering, the Bluetooth is disabled. You can't press on your phone the Big Bang button. That is another great feature about Dialed In.
Yeah, I've yet to see that in action.
I saw it in Vancouver last week. It was pretty neat.
Nice. Yeah, this game, when it came out in Chicago Expo last year, was pretty. I don't want to say complete, but it was very playable.
But what a big risk, too, for Jersey Jack to put out a game that doesn't have a theme. I mean, the theme really is Pat Lawler. But, how many games have come out that didn't have themes in the last little while?
Right.
I've named 2 in the last 10 years.
And this is by far, as far as the talk in the industry, is the game that's being most received from the general public, the people who are buying and playing pinball. I think, Waz has their following, and Hobbit has a following, and everybody likes those. But
this is the Cadillac.
This one right here has been, for me, the most fun out of the 3. But, they're all works of art, in my opinion. They all look fantastic. The light shows are great.
Oh, definitely. It seems like we are going back to a little bit of a original IP trend right now as well in pinball with
TNA and Spooky.
Yep, Spooky's Total Nuclear Annihilation.
Another great game. Wait till you guys play that.
I can't wait to see that.
I've only played the Whitewood of it, and I love it already.
Oh, good. Well, yeah, the music is great. It sounds like a Daft Punk soundtrack. Well done to
Yes.
Spooky and Scott Denisi.
So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be in Chicago, I'm pretty sure. So I'll check it out in Chicago. But so he was just trying to shoot the left orbit there for his bob. I'm not sure what mode he has lit, but let's see what he's got
That'll
here.
be
Selfie mode.
Selfie mode and his lock. First multi-ball in this game, you can just shoot bob to get your lock. Every other one, you have to shoot the side ramp.
So we're going to get a good look at Fred here.
Let's see what he does here.
Not really a good look yet. We got a little blurry image. And there's his
There he
multi-ball.
is. There's the mustache.
So first thing he's probably going to want to do is he's going to want to pitch a ball right into the Big Bang shot. Unless he's trying to hold it for a mode, which at ball 3, I think he's going to be just going for whatever he can get.
Yeah, you definitely want to put the pressure on your opponent just by putting as much distance between them as much as you can.
Now, the out of ball in this is also interesting. The cell phone, if you shoot the cell phone scoop 3 times, you add a ball, and you can just pretty much continue to do that, I believe.
Yeah, the backhand shot is really early, but it's repeatable. So if you need to do it, you know, you just got to find out where it's at on the flipper. Super jackpot.
Yep. He's stopped the aliens from taking over his flipper. So if you see the 2 large bars of lights going down the field, when you shoot enough jackpots, your super jackpot lights. And during super jackpot, like there, you've got a column of lights coming towards you, and it's counting down until the aliens, in this case, take over your flipper.
Yeah, I think that's a really cool feature too. It's like a little mini tap pass. When you don't have it, it's just a little tap pass for you.
Yep. That's huge too. I believe. No, that was just a Bob's X, or was that a high voltage multi-ball? I think
he got high voltage tied in with this.
Yep. He has high voltage multi-ball now, which is the 3rd Bob feature. The QED guy, the dude with the lightning bolts, is going to cross back and forth, and every time you hit him, you get a jackpot. And there we go. He's lined up his QED on his aliens, so he gets another super.
And a late jackpot there.
Yep.
And maybe another one, unless there's a ball somewhere.
Nope, this is just a grace
Just an
period.
extension, okay.
Yeah.
And there goes his high voltage multi-ball total.
And there's his lock. So he's got
Big
his
Bang
first
still
lock.
lit.
Big Bang is still lit.
Got to get a mode going.
Yes. He's definitely looking to maybe get some lock.
Oh, there's
This
those
is a
stand-ups you
big
were talking
bonus.
about, but you don't like to shoot at.
Huge bonus, actually.
151, that is a sizable bonus. That's going to put a lot of pressure on Peace to come back here on ball 3.
So just a second in the strategy corner here. That 151 is testament to Fred hitting 3 skill shots in the game. Now the skill shots, as you can see, strobe down the right, and if you put a ball behind the Quantum Theater, kind of like Rudy's head on, Funhouse, you hold your bonus multiplier if you get it on hold bonus X. Then the ball flicks around, and if you put it in the SIM card scoop, you get 3 bonus X. So he hit 3 skill shots, so his bonus multiplier held for the entire game. Plus, he hit 2 super skill shots to get up to 7x.
Big Bang.
Big Bang.
Yep.
Now,
Little bang.
you said shoot the scoop to collect it, but you could also shoot the side ramp too. Does it give you the same value if you shoot the side ramp?
I believe so. I haven't actually confirmed that one.
Yeah, I've hit it and I've gotten it, but I rarely look up to see what I collect.
Yeah.
So I know you get it for shooting the ramp, but I just don't know what the value is.
So peace out. Pardon the pun on this joke. So Fred takes the win and gets a high score for the day.
And he'll get one of his nice selfies adorned with his name there.
Funky Fresh Fred.
Funky Fresh Fred.
All right, so Fred Richardson ranked 4th, Peace is ranked 20th.
Yep.
Oh, was that their first game?
Might be their first game. Dialed In has been very popular today, so I know when I walked up to it, I think there was a 3D blind when we played our last game, and
Okay.
I put up 4,000. Yay.
Oh, Jeff's going to be interviewing somebody. Who's he interviewing here?
I think I could tell by that long hair and that shirt. It's John Replogle.
Well, I don't know what they're doing. They're trying to figure something out. Jeff's going to interview John here in a second, so we're going to listen in to John. As soon as John fixed the audio. He's getting interviewed and fixing the audio at the same time. Multi-talented. Here's Jeff.
All right, I'm here with not only a great pinball player, but maybe the greatest voice in pinball, too. And yes, I bow to you. John Replogle right now, who just advanced. He beat, in the first round, I saw you beat...
Sanjay Shah.
Yeah, so that was a good game you had there on Fishtails.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Sanjay also played a great game on Fishtails. He did 2 monster fish with instant completions, and I thought I had a 90 million point lead going into ball 3, and
he came back.
And yeah, I mean, so I had to play my ball 3,
and then you just beat Bob Matthews right now, so you're on to the semis.
Quarters.
How many rounds are there?
No, it goes till there's 1.
My math is terrible. You beat the math guy, so I needed him. All right, so the quarters.
Bob Matthews.
Round 3, I know that.
Yeah, I'm very happy. These games are playing very tough, so I'll take what I can get, and hopefully it'll go good from there.
It's funny, Bob, when he was playing, he told me, he said, you know, I've got the higher seed, but I'm playing the hometown hero.
Hometown hero. Well, I'll take that mantle and wear it proudly.
Hey, and congratulations to your wife, AJ, too. Done a fantastic job with the tournament, the Pin Come On, and she's doing well in the B tournament right now.
She's amazing, and I love her.
Oh, very nice. All right, John, thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Jeff.
And we're back here. A beautiful interview from John Replogle. He'll be still waiting on the winner of John Del Zoppo and Pete Hendricks, as they seem to be waiting for their next game. Let's see if we can pull up some action from somewhere on the bank.
Let's see where Doug Polka's going to take us. He's going to take us to Iron Man again.
Iron Man.
Yeah, Alberto at 10 million. He's already done some damage.
Actually, this is Werdrick versus Bowden right now, with Werdrick up at the machine.
Always thrown off by the B-roll camera. Always.
Yeah, the infamous or famous PPO B-roll camera.
So it looks like Jason's got War Machine ready to go. I'm not sure if he's going to try to do the... he's just going to take what he can get.
Yeah, he's just going to dump into War Machine, try to shoot up some of his drones for jackpots. Maybe add some balls.
Super bouncy. Super bouncy.
Here's his drone jackpot.
Yeah, he's still got another add ball in the bank if he wants to use it.
He could also take some of this time to bat around for Whiplash. That's something you can stack in while... in War Machine.
It's pretty accurate, that shot. He had ball cradle, just took it and nailed it. One shot. So he's played this game a few times, it appears. Nice little tip over.
Look at this L1 right here.
Yeah, let's see if he brings in the other add ball. Oh,
looks like he wants
going
to.
for it. And there's one down the middle.
Looks like with his left flipper, he may be trying to bring in a Whiplash as well.
I think it was 3 times on that. At least that's what from what I saw.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's got 2 more to go.
Yeah.
He can control the ball again, so it's not out of control, and continue to increase his lead.
Now, looking at it at this point, what you think about do or die right now?
What's he got?
He's got
2 out of the 5?
He's got 3 out of the 5. He needs a
yeah,
Whiplash and an
okay.
Iron Man. He's got 2 targets on his Iron Man and 2 hits on his Whiplash.
What ball is it, 2?
2.
I don't know, if it's a sizable lead, he could take the chance of doing it. He's gonna, the other guy has to put some work in to do it. Why not?
Looks like that is exactly what he wants to do. 1 more shot to Whiplash. Ooh, doesn't take the backhand. Now there is it's a kind of tight backhand, but you can backhand the Whiplash targets. Ooh.
I know the one target on the left is bent inward, if I remember correctly. So it's a little bit more difficult to hit it, but again, backhandable for sure.
16.6 million. That's a great score. Stephen Bowden now steps up, and he's got some work to do.
Yeah, if one of the guys in this room that can do it is definitely Steve. I've seen him come back from much bigger deficits, but he's definitely got his work cut out for him.
Like last year on Creature when he put up 1 billion, I believe.
Yeah, I was sitting in the same chair, I think, when that happened. I think Brian Tessier and I were watching that game, and we kind of ran out of things to say about the game.
Well, for fun last night, I was watching him play Congo, and I think he GC'd it as well, grand champion.
That's not surprising at all.
Yeah, he's got it in him.
Yeah, Steve's a great player, great personality, great for the sport and the hobby. And every time he comes into town, it's a definite pleasure. And a little fumble by him there, that's uncharacteristic of Steve.
If there's a game where orbits are key, my money's always on Steven because he's just so good at hitting those.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, his knowledge and just his general skill is just, like I said, something I wish I had in my toolbox. But
the first time I ever met him was my first ever tournament, which was the Canadians 2 summers ago, and he just dominated there as well, too. In fact, all Americans did. I think the Americans won everything.
is that right?
Yeah.
I'm hoping to make it up in Canada for IFBAs this year. I'd be first time to play pinball up in Canada and go to the Hockey Hall of Fame while I'm up there, too.
Oh, you'll like that. Adam Becker's Press Start Arcade is fantastic. I think he's had about 50, 60 games. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I've seen pictures. It looks like it's exciting, and he's got Megatron in the background, I think it was, or Optimus Prime. It was Optimus Prime.
So some updates right now. We know that Fred's ahead of Peace based on Dialed In. Alex is up 2-1 on Trent, so chairs are still good.
I don't know about that. It looks like they're currently playing Dipsy-Doodle, so
Oh, boy.
chairs may fly.
I know who didn't pick that game, Alex.
Oh.
I don't know.
Come on, really?
I mean, he probably... I'm not sure. Alex is a fan of Doodlebug and Dipsy-Doodle.
Okay.
And he has no fear.
He
Well,
also
that's
does
true.
have no fear.
He has no fear. He will pick whatever. You'll be like, oh, I dare you to pick this, and he'll do it.
Can I tell you a little sidebar story of Alex? Yesterday I was talking to his father, Roger Sharp's twin brother, and Alex played a couple games in the morning, and while he was playing, his father bought him 2 entries. Alex didn't do well, and I think he was below the cut line, and said, let's get out of here, I want to go. And they were actually outside the door, and his dad at the last second said, did you play those other tickets? And he said, what are you talking about? He goes, I bought you 2 other tickets. And then he looked, he goes, you have 2 more entries. He came back and played, finished 5th, and by the time yesterday ended, he was 8th and got a first round bye. So
Totally not surprised.
isn't that something?
Yeah, the kid, like I said, in the short time that he's played pinball, he'll come in, he'll play a few rounds. He might not do well, but he's basically measuring the games. And then once he figures out what he's comfortable on, he just comes in and puts in a monster ticket. So.
Well, Lewis talked about that with Shaq Attack, too. You're watching the Pittsburgh Pinball Open number 8 live from the PPL headquarters in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Fred Cochran's here. Lewis Bevins. I'm Jeff Teols from the Pinball Profile Podcast, and Doug Polka, our producer.
Steve's knocked down some trees here. He's got a little bit more wood to chop, of course, but he's gone from $1 million to $5 million, and methodically plotting his comeback here.
He'll get a little bit of wood chopping from the Super Pops. Looks like he's probably going to have to shoot for either another Monger or a War Machine or Whiplash. He's going to have to definitely get some significant points out of this.
Yeah, it looks like he's going for ramps right now. He's hitting it to the right, though, but I think once he gets it, no, he's going orbit now.
Nope, he's going orbit. He'll get that ball nice and settled, cash out his last few pops.
I think he might be tired of dangerous shots.
I agree.
I noticed with Steve, if he misses a few shots, he abandons it. Does something that's comfortable.
I don't know if I'd call Ironmonger very comfortable, but...
Yeah, but it's a little bit more up.
Ooh.
Oh, I didn't know he had one tilt already. It was a nice save. So Jason will take that game.
Yep.
Where do we stand on that series if we have that?
That series is currently...
Looks like it's tied 1-1.
Yep.
Okay, great.
And I was just had a quick look. Trent is doing very, very well. I think got another extra ball on Dipsy-Doodle. He was at about 26,000 in ball 3 right now, and Alex, getting ready to play ball 3, is sitting with 3,000. Here we are right now.
Yeah.
Well, 37 he's up to.
37, and he gets his ball back.
So the key here, as I've since learned, and again, I only played this game a few times last... you want to get 1, 2, 3, 4, and getting in that saucer there will light one. So now you see the 2-lit. Of course, hitting the center starts the doodle, which is always fun. And then once you get 1, 2, 3, 4, that center shot will give you the extra ball.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what happens to me all the time when I play this game. It's unbelievable how difficult you can't really control, but you can. With the gap between the flippers and the slings, you really have to have pretty much confidence in your flipper abilities to play this game. If you don't have flipper skills, you're doomed from the beginning.
Yeah, this is a game where you need to raise the post and then be very patient with your shots.
It's the one game I seem to do okay at. I had the high for the week with 91, but I had about 3 extra balls.
Yeah. On my big ticket, I put up 51 on this with 2 extra balls, and
You guys sicken me with your scores. On this game, anyway.
Well, I was watching Greg Pavarelli play it, and I think I played it once, and I maybe 1,000. No, not 1,000. 10,000, let's say, a terrible score. And I was watching him, and not with the post up like it is right now, but just letting it bounce and bounce and bounce and just slow down. And I thought that is a good start. See, right there.
Boom.
Just
one.
Just let it relax, and then you can make your shots.
2. Now he's got the doodle running for 10 points.
See, didn't panic, didn't flip there. There were 2 different opportunities to flip there, and he didn't. Now he actually gets the post, so now he's got it really under control. And tap passing, that's
Yeah, tap passing is,
key.
Again, a skill like in Paragon you have to possess to play this game.
Yeah, any game with one of those center posts, you want to patiently tap it to raise it off the post so you get a clean shot.
Is this like now a Pittsburgh classic? Certainly you're seeing it at Pinburgh the last 2 years, or 2 of the last 3 years.
Yep.
And
Doug Polka is very fond of it. In fact, he puts it in any bank that he possibly can. He always just says Doodlebug. It used to be Target Pull. Now it's Doodlebug.
I will take this over high hand any day, Doug, and I know you're listening, so get rid of that turd.
And there's another extra ball.
Extra ball for Trent.
Well, the doodle goes at 100. That's big point. So if you keep that doodle going, and now it stops, but still, that's massive.
So
another doodle shot would get it again.
All right, so what the key to this, if you can get it perfectly, is to hit the target to start the doodle with the post up, and then just tap pass back and forth. Is that I've seen people do that where it just keeps the doodle going. You have the ball in play, and you're just tapping it back and forth.
So what is actually? May I ask a question to Lewis? What is the ruling on that? So if you have it cradled on the post and the doodle's going, what is the rule?
That it's a malfunction of the game
because the post shouldn't be up.
Happen.
That's right. Okay, my bad.
So the trick is with this game is it essentially they thought out every way that you could potentially stall a ball and then stop the doodle bug when that happens. So if you get the post up, the doodle bug will stop. If you roll towards the pop bumpers, generally the doodle bug will stop. But you can sneak it past the switches and get more points that way.
See, I didn't see it. It was just kind of hopeful thinking that would be perfect. But
See, somebody mentioned about,
smarter than I am
about the tap passing back and forth. I heard somebody say that they did that. So again, I'm just going by what I heard. But
yeah,
if you can't do it, that's good because that would be boring to watch.
All right, last kick at the cat for. By the way, I'm a cat lover, but Alex, here you go. He needs 50,000. Again, not impossible with extra balls.
He's raised his post. A little bit of a hasty shot there. Looks like he's definitely going a little more on the fly on ball 5.
Got some lively pop bumpers up there.
Oh, yeah. If you can get all the pop bumpers lit, then you can get a ton of points up there, too. Because on that top scoop, there's 5 shots.
Well, if you're getting the pop bumpers lit, you're probably looking at close to an extra ball, too, because that would at least get you to 3, right?
That would get you to 3. The upper scoop, on top of advancing your 1, 2, 3, 4, as Alexander did with some slings.
So that'll go to Trent, and if my scoring is correct, 2-2 going to game 5.
Oh, no. The dreaded last game between Trent and Alexander.
And then who will get the pick? I guess Alexander will pick. So I'm thinking we're going to play Shaq Attack.
That's
he went
what
right
looks
to
like.
it. He went right to it.
If he could play X-Files again like he did in Buffalo, he'd pick X-Files, but we don't have an X-Files here, so.
Right.
That was fun. It's not something you see in tournaments a lot, too. And once the left flipper was a little strong, you can get up that ramp. It was certainly a great game in Buffalo.
Yeah, a lot of people, they enjoyed it. Alexander likes the oddball games. He will totally embrace them where other people will curse them. He loves any of the oddball games. He loves the new games, of course, but any of the Gottliebs, the Segas, he loves them.
Yes. I'd probably say, with some decent amount of confidence, he's probably the best Sega player in the world. Or close to it, if not the best.
He knows what he wants to do. He's young. I'm jealous because he knows what he wants.
Exactly. And in his collection, he does have a bunch of the Sega games curated, so he gets a ton of practice with Segas and how they play. All right, so we have a few updates here. We have Nick Sendejas up 2-1 on Alberto. We have Funky Fred Richardson up 2-0 on Peace. And as we see here, we have a Game 5 between Alexander and Trent.
Again, a rematch from last year. This was the same kind of position that Alexander and Trent were on Spider-Man. And let's see how if Alexander can repeat it or if Trent exacts revenge.
All right. He
There
lines
goes.
up
There's
his
his
basket. That'll light his multi-ball. It's his first, so that'll stay lit. You can play around with some other stuff while we wait.
Oh. Spin off that little ramp.
Yep.
Back and back down, so.
Trent slides up the sleeves, gets himself ready to go.
Let's see if he starts shooting the baskets right away. Look at that. Swish.
Swish.
That was money.
Now, does he take the multi-ball here? Or does he work towards some modes, perhaps?
Nope.
He's going to take the multi-ball.
Cashed in.
Now, the modes on this game, if you see like the pink, the red, the yellow, and the orange shots, those all correlate to the different modes. When you complete all the shots of a mode, you get to light that mode on the ramp. Pink is MVP, red is shot clock, yellow, like that scoop up there, is horse, and then orange is game ball. And we'll explain those as they come along.
And it looks like Fred took out Peace McMahon. Good run by Peace. But Funky Fresh proved to be stiff competition for him. So congratulations to Fred for moving on.
Yep. And Trent is back out of his multi-ball. He's got a good 15 seconds here to try to drain a jackpot. And there it goes.
Oh, you missed. Yeah, people were saying it was a tough shot, but I've seen it hasn't been so difficult. So
it's a lot easier for the left flipper than the right, I would say.
Okay.
So,
Doug, thank you very much.
Looks like we have Trent ready and rocking with the MVP event, the big event of the game. So there is a blinking green arrow in the upper playfield that is a lit drop target. If you hit that the first time, you light an extra ball. In tournament mode, that's really not worth anything. The next one is 50 million, then 100 million, then 300 million.
Oh my.
So it is a lot of points as Trent gets the, Trent fails the skill plunge here, as this game has been infamous for. It's a Gottlieb quirk, but if you plunge too hard, the ball actually doesn't go
where it's supposed to go.
Where it's supposed to go, and it just falls into the loop on the right.
So I think he already collected the one target already for his extra ball, which again means nothing, but...
Actually, that mode is already timed out because you get 16 seconds and that's it.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, this game is quick on its modes.
Now, can you add time in any of the modes, or are they just, that's it?
I believe if you start another mode, you refresh the timer.
Okay.
All right, so this is horse. Shoot the spinner, you get some points out of it.
And the game will yell at you for a few minutes to tell you to shoot the spinner.
Shoot the spinner!
And Trent obliges. Oh. And he's left drained.
Out the rim.
Good start for him, though.
Yep.
Puts a little pressure on Alexander.
Alexander may, and he will opt into taking his multi-ball here. That is a skill shot on the ramp. You can choose to start all the modes you have lit, or you can just choose to let it go past and get some other stuff.
And let's see how his free throw shooting is.
First one up. There's one.
It.
There's
again.
another.
Wow, 2 in a row.
I believe that is the slam-a-jammer right there. See if his score reflects it.
Got lots of animation. Waiting for the score.
And he goes ahead and shoots up the MVP mode. See if he can land that second ball in the ramp. Nope.
So he went from 3 million to 135 million just with those couple shots.
Yep, 2 shots, 120 million.
He'll probably tell you again that he has no idea how he did it. He's just shooting shots. He had another jackpot.
Yeah, he's just shooting shots. When in doubt on this game, you just shoot the basket.
Another
like
one.
That.
Very accurate.
Super jackpot.
My goodness. I was going to say it's 100 on that one.
Yep.
I guess we found out how he got the 600 million on his qualifying game.
Yeah. He goes ahead and starts game balls. So there's a vary target on the left, and if you shoot the vary target, depending on how far you pull it back, you get game balls. Game balls are how you buy features in the game. They're also worth 5 million in end of game bonus. So they're worth a nice amount.
I'll just shoot it back up top.
Yeah. Just gonna go ahead and bat it around for a bit. Takes the live shot from the flipper. Now, something I used to success on this game for when I put up 600 million and voided the ticket was the fact that if you get a ball out of the scoop between those upper flippers, just hold up the right flipper and it pops over to the left for a cradle.
Oh, nice.
Yep. And he's gonna trap. Oh,
Oh, nice save.
Oh, that was a brilliant save into the multi-ball shot.
And here we go again. Let's see if he starts shooting baskets like he did.
Yep. The basket. Shoot the basket.
He was insanely accurate last one.
Gonna take some free throws here.
See if he can get control. He's not even worried about getting control. He's just shooting live. He said the kid has no fear. He'll just play. Nice shot.
And he scores the jackpot.
This is crazy.
Oh yeah, this is a good game right now.
Great game.
Yeah, good may be an understatement.
Two
folks.
hidden ball features.
Yep.
I assume he hit the free shot, the free throw.
He's got the free throw, and
Drop targets, maybe?
so he takes the multi-ball.
Did he trade him in for the multi-ball?
He
That's
traded in
awesome.
for the multi-ball.
He traded in the game balls? They're only worth
Yes.
$5 million. Well,
I
I
was to say 20 million for a trade for a jackpot.
Do it.
Absolutely.
Because isn't the second one, Lewis, weren't you saying it's $100 million for the second jackpot?
Oh, the super is 100 million. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he nailed a super while you stepped away, Jeff. I don't know if you saw it. Or not,
I
but
was
he nailed
standing.
the
I was
100.
standing behind him, and I was like, "Wow, this is crazy." Because we're going to be talking to Chris Stevens once this game is done about his victory. But we'll definitely want to watch this Game 5 action.
Oh yeah. There's one ball locked. Is Alexander going to try to bat that over to get the second? Nope.
So as long as he doesn't tilt out by having those two hidden balls, Lewis will only get $30 million per ball as the
Yup.
bonus.
He'll get 30 million.
And if you get a third hidden ball, it's $100 million. Isn't that?
That's what he's eyeing up right
wow.
now. Ooh, just short of that 100 million bonus. Good flipper work there. Looks like he's trying to pass one ball over. Maybe he realizes he's got some game balls going, and he's going to try to set up for his lock all the balls during multi-ball one.
There's one.
One,
There's
two.
two.
Light that game ball.
There it is, $100 million bonus.
Yeah, and a jackpot. Because once you lock all the balls, you get a jackpot.
So when you're in multi-ball and you have 3 balls, if you lose a ball and still lock 2 up the ramp, that still counts?
That still counts.
That's the way to go then. Not that you want to lose a ball, but it's certainly a lot easier than putting 3 up the ramp.
That's
Oh, yeah.
fantastic.
This is, so he doesn't tilt. He's already at $566 million.
Yes.
Plus, well, whatever the bonus is at, too.
Yeah, his bonus
Game
is...
balls at the end, too.
He's got 15 million in normal bonus, nothing in game balls,
Wow.
and 9.3.
So watch this. 3
Whoa.
hit 100.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Here we
they're-
see Alexander's 669.
Yeah, he had an amazing game of Shaq Attack. I think he actually had 4 of the mystery features when he drained out.
So this was the game he picked on there, and on that list you didn't see Trent's name on Shaq Attack. Trent did, in fact, pick Dipsy-Doodle. And it kind of makes sense, too, in the sense that Alex really just gets up there and bangs, goes, kind of like Andre a little bit, too.
Mm-hmm.
And Dipsy-Doodle, you really kind of have to slow it down and just let it kind of bounce
Right.
a little bit. Not a good ball for Trent.
No. One thing about Trent, though, and this is pretty obvious, you never count him out. I saw him come back down $5 billion on Theater of Magic and played a 45-minute ball and came back and won a game.
Well, we were playing Pinkymon. Is that the right way to say it? It's
Pinkymon.
Pinkymon. It's Pokemon pinball style. So we were playing that yesterday in in a group of 4, and he was 4th in the group, and we had to play Transformers, and he got all 6 objectives to come back and advance to the finals.
Nice.
So much to my chagrin.
Yeah, Trent knows the games inside and out, and the skill, obviously, along with it, makes him very dangerous. Let's see what Alexander does for an encore on this ball. Shoot some targets.
And for those who know Trent, he's not on his cell phone looking up pin tips. That's just not a feature on his cell phone.
No, that's not an available option to his phone, that's for sure.
Doug's dying.
I always tell people to look up the movie from the original Lethal Weapon where they're on the bridge and they're carrying the phone in the holster around his shoulder.
Yeah.
That's Trent.
It doesn't matter. He still gets the job done at tiltamusements.com. So we love Trent.
Every time his phone rings, I tell him it's money. Every time I'm like, oh, you sold another one. You sold another one. Every time. Yeah, he's got.
When he came on Pinball Profile, I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna put it. It'll be up on Facebook." Yeah, what's that? He knows what it is.
Yeah, you'll see his stickers and everything lay around, and
hey, he's been very generous to many tournaments I've been. So
absolutely.
Again, shout out to tiltamusements.com. Thanks, Trent.
Yeah, I'm helping him out next month in Chicago, run his tournament.
Yes,
and grateful that he gives me the opportunity to do that, just to go out to that great event.
So that screen we saw earlier that Doug put up about the scores from the week for Shaq Attack.
He just beat it.
High game to date. He's going to get to enter his initials before Trent plays his ball as a Gottlieb quirk.
He's going to put in his name, or
he's probably trying to figure out how to put his initials in right now.
Without erasing the score.
Look, he's doing it right now. Yeah, he doesn't know how to do it. Oh. If he would have pressed that button and it would have restarted the game, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Just time out, kid. Don't worry about the name.
7:37 and game 5.
So he's only a comma away from winning.
Is there a comma shot in this game, Jeff? Can we just shoot for the comma?
Is there a comma? How do I advance the comma to the right?
30 minutes later, that's how you advance the comma. So he starts his multi-ball.
Yep. Now this is a shot clock.
Oh, I thought okay.
All the animations are the same, so.
That's what I was thrown off by. See, your level of knowledge always amazes me, Lewis.
Thank you.
It's something I can't even fathom. You're an encyclopedia.
Well, something Trent may be eyeing up right now is those 5 drop targets. I don't think he has his rebound finished yet. And at this point, one of the big things he can look for, like that, to get 4 hidden features. Because if you get 4 hidden features, that is $300 million in bonus.
I think he'd want that.
Oh yeah. When I put up my big game on this, it was a satisfaction of ending the game with 292 and then having 600 million because my bonus eclipsed my actual score.
I was going to say your bonus beat your score.
Yeah.
That's always a good feeling.
Oh yeah.
I've done that once in Indiana Jones, the Stern.
Oh wow.
Where I hit the Cairo Swordsman about 3 million times. Unfortunate outlane for Trent. That'll take Alexander to the promised land for at least the next round anyways. Mm-hmm. So congratulations to Alexander, and also congratulations on Trent for a good run. But Alexander will move on, and Trent will probably sell more pinball machines.
Oh, definitely.
So I think we're going to cut to Jeff Teolis interviewing Chris Stevens. And so you see
all right, I'm here with Chris Stevens. Congratulations. You're moving on to round 3 right now. And the question people want to ask after beating Greg Pavarelli and Levy is, why do you hate New York players so much?
Maybe because they're better than me, and they're coming to my house to play, so I kind of really hoping I can show them what's what. Eventually I'll be coming to New York, and I'm expecting to be handed myself by them, but for now I'm going to try my best and see if I can keep moving on.
New York has some fine greetings for sure. Congratulations, some very good playing here. You went home last night, and I knocked you down 10 points to I got the high on Dipsy-Doodle, and you had it for a long time, and then you just went lower. So because of that, I said to Greg this morning, I said, I made you play Chris because he's like, yeah. Anybody from Pittsburgh is like, this is a bit of a disadvantage because, first of all, you guys are great players, and secondly, some of the machines are familiar to you.
Yeah, I mean, we've played here a bunch. Some of the machines are new that were just brought in just for the tournament, and they've all been set up, they've all been gone through, so it's not like we're exactly used to how they're playing. It definitely takes a lot of getting used to, but I think a big part of being a good pinball player is being able to adapt.
Chris, let's talk about your girlfriend, Leslie Fraley, who's doing fantastic. One, she got you here on time, very important. She's also playing in the B division right now, and a great power couple in pinball.
Yeah, she's doing real well. Unfortunately, she has to go to work in about an hour. I keep telling her to call off and stay because she's playing well and I'm playing well, and I kind of want to keep this good thing going.
If anybody's watching, especially her employers, it's not her. If she calls in sick, it's another Leslie. He has 2 girlfriends named Leslie, all right? So pay no attention. Chris, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, we're back here. So Alexander, as we look at the screen here, will advance to play Nick Zendejas. And then the last interview, Chris Stevens, is going to play Funky Fresh Fred. And we're still waiting to see who John Replica is going to play between... I can't see it now. So we're back over at Dialed In. So Evan Bingham is up on Dialed In. And he's battling a meteor storm right now. And he's playing Greg Galanter on this, I believe, is who he's playing, correct? Evan Bingham?
I believe so.
Okay. All right, so he's got his multi-ball started here.
Yep.
He's in Meteor Storm, so shoot targets and stand-ups. Got his first jackpot.
There's some meteors straight in the downtown.
That's the one thing about this game. Everybody says it's a phone game. It is a phone game, kind of, but it's a disaster game.
Yeah.
It's the end of the world.
Well, you were around for the story of this game yesterday. It's a phone game in the sense that phones are causing disasters.
That is correct. And they are, to a certain extent, causing disasters right now as we speak.
Oh, yes.
If you go on social media, yes, they are. So Evan's got some selfies going. He's got his game face on as he's getting his picture taken. Doing a little status report. Maybe he doesn't like his picture, but no. There he goes.
There we go. He's got his phone halfway charged, and his phone is charged. Let's see what he's got.
Post transfer in the backhand.
Yep, post-transfer backhand. Trying to squint at what the phone's going to be. Dark green. What was dark green?
Oh, nice save.
So that's the cool thing about that phone is you can see what the next feature is going to be because all the icons, the app icons, represent the modes.
And that backhand, like I said, it's a lot of people are saying he's missing. It's a makeable shot, but it's
tight.
It's very tight and it's very early. So player 2, Greg Galanter, again, if he starts dancing, you know he's doing something good. So he's going for the short plunge instead of going around.
That's a good first ball, though.
Yeah, it's a solid start. Definitely puts Greg on on a little bit of a tough road to start the mode and get some completions.
You know what's amazing about Evan getting to this point? He didn't really have a great first round. Nothing. I don't even think in the top 15. Not one game, but he had 4 good games, and that's the key on a Papa ticket, which is
exactly right.
So hard to do.
Which is, as I say this almost all broadcasts, that's why I'm sitting here. Papa is so difficult. I never qualified other than I think it was B division and in C division. Never even came close in A because I don't have the consistency that some of these players possess to be able to make it.
Yeah, you got to feel good about that, Lewis, because I mean it really does. This ticket format benefit the better players.
Oh,
and,
yes.
Congratulations for making it this far.
I had a really dreamy ticket running the Dialed In Shaq Attack Dipsy-Doodle Quicksilver side of the bank.
I enjoyed your you did a victory lap around the PPL headquarters. I saw this guy. Who's this guy running around with his hands in the air doing a Rocky impression? Oh, that's Lewis.
Needless to say, any qualifying format is a grind, and it gets to you, especially after I had just gone through Classics. Couldn't qualify for Classics on about 6 tickets. And then being able to put down that final game and say, I'm in. It was just a feeling of relief that I didn't think I was going to get till about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's actually how I qualified my first Papa. I did my last qualifying ticket whenever it used to run till 2 a.m. I had 1 ticket left when I was playing in C division. I qualified on my last ticket at 2 o'clock in the morning. I was exhausted. I had already been there for like 14 hours, and it was so gratifying to just make it.
And this just in, NFL tight division matchup. The Steelers, unlike last week against the Bears, are not losing so far against the Ravens. Scoreless after 7 minutes of play.
Big rivalry between the two teams.
Oh, yes.
It is my favorite. You know what? I'm not even a huge Steelers fan, but it is the best rivalry in NFL. My good, like they hate each other.
They do. Yeah, they do. It was funny. I was listening to one of the local radio stations. They were talking to Ben Roethlisberger, and they mentioned Terrell Suggs, and Ben did his best professional answer. He said, he goes, I hope I don't see him too much because, that means he's tackling me. But, there's no love lost between the Steelers and Ravens at all.
Oh, no.
It's healthy, though. It's like the Flyers and Penguins.
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny you say that because you asked me what's my favorite NHL team. I went, as a kid, it was the Flyers. I almost got kicked out of here.
No. You were talking about Rick McLeish. It was okay. We're not talking about,
distant relative, yes.
Yeah, it's...
I'm a Canadiens fan now, if you really must know.
I know. I was going to wear my Canadiens hat today for you, but I decided to go with the St. Louis Blues. So
Les Habitants, great organization.
Oh,
But
yeah.
you know what? Pittsburgh is such that PPG arena. What a great place to watch a game, and fantastic. The Penguins should be right there again for the Stanley Cup this year.
like us pinball players being spoiled in Pittsburgh, we're spoiled with most of our sports teams. We have contenders every year, and fortunate to see the Penguins win two in a row.
Black and yellow.
Black and yellow.
So we got Galanter and Whirlwind,
Yep.
and he's grinding away a little bit on ball one.
He had a devastating multi-ball where he didn't get his super jackpot, and it punished him by ending his multi-ball.
He got the one locklet.
Yep. Left to right.
He got back to the timer.
Yep.
Right orbit.
I find that right orbit shot very, very hard, especially on the fly.
It is a tight shot.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Yeah, and I
No dancing there.
I did that on knockout about 5,000 times this weekend. And Greg fake vomits over in front of the booth here. Thankfully, it wasn't real.
But he's still smiling. I
Yeah.
love that.
And he knew what happened. As soon as he did it, he didn't even try to make a save. I don't know if he didn't have tilt warnings left or what, but he knew.
He definitely used them earlier on in the ball, and this game does let you get your one big move, but once you use your one big move it again, and it taunts you by telling you how much bonus you just lost.
All right, so I know there's a setting on this that you can set it to how many tilt warnings you get per game. Is
As
this
opposed-
one set
yeah.
per ball?
This one is set per ball.
Because we were playing it earlier during, game testing during setup.
There's one,
and
two.
It was set up for per game, and I'm pretty sure it was the same way it was at Pinburg. I think that's the way it was set up at Pinburg.
But unlike some games too, where you're in purgatory when you maybe miss a skill shot or whatever the case may be, like I think of Ghostbusters, you can do it on one ball in this game.
Yeah. Yeah, you got the SIM card.
Yeah.
That's huge.
He didn't get the SIM card, but he did get a
You got it lit.
phone.
Oh, it's-
drop catch out of the phone. Big bank shot.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 160,000.
Yeah, I saw it up on the screen. I thought he had collected it.
Now he just
Got it lit
Ball
and just
fight.
unfortunately drained.
Okay.
But
Yes.
That left drain is deadly, especially without the rubber. Shame on you, Doug Polka. Shame on you.
yeah. This is if you played Blackout or Firepower, it's that sweeping metallic lane that sucks the ball straight towards it if it comes anywhere nearby.
It's like the black
Like that.
hole in this game. Whenever
It
it
is.
has a black hole, it's the same thing. And you just saw it again.
Yep.
And I don't think I've seen an in lane on the right side this whole weekend. So, 320.
Yep.
Evan Bingham. I just punched our producer Doug in the head.
So Evan Bingham steps up. He's got 2 modes complete, but no SIM card. So, and
And there goes the right out
there you
lane.
go. Welcome to Dialed In.
It's interesting. They both had pretty solid ball ones, and they were playing for a little while in the last 2 balls. Even though he scored 160 on that one, the last 2 balls have been relatively short but productive.
Yeah. Evan with the essentially 3 flips for 160,000 is a
Yeah.
huge part of this game. Holds bonus X. Does he get the?
Super? Oh.
Nope.
Uh-oh. I said the same thing. I was like, uh-oh.
Well, QED did him a solid there and rolled the ball towards a flipper instead of going down the center.
That's the one that, and I'm gonna guess it might have been engineered that way. Is that when it gets stuck behind him and it releases, it doesn't go down the middle most times, which is nice because there are a lot of games where that has that middle shot that really just punishes you. You have no chance.
And it's so much better than the old Mick on a stick, you know, annoying, or even Big Buck Hunter too. You know, those kind of back and forths.
Mick on a stick, I like it.
Yeah, Rolling Stones.
Yep. I personally like calling him Mick Jagoff because he usually ends up doing some.
Oh, that was rough.
Like
and
that.
he gets punished for making a shot.
Yep. He gets punished, and QED kicks him into the hole.
That'll tie up the match right now. Greg and Evan at 1 each. Advance to the next round. John Pogo. We've got Stephen Bowden came back. They were tied 1-1, so he advanced against Jason Wardrick. We've got
John Del
Zoppo. He beat Pete Hendricks. Chris Stevens, who we talked to, beat Levy. Fred beat East 3-0. Alex beat Trent in that great game on Shaq Attack. And Nick Zendejas beating Alberto. So Zen will be playing Alexander. Fred will be playing Chris, and we're still waiting to see on the Evan match. And I think is that the last one? Yeah,
We're waiting for that, and then we'll go on to round 3.
So
look at that! Look at that Battle of Pittsburgh right there,
Yeah.
Lewis. John versus John.
Well, John Del Zoppo is a Ohioan.
Oh, my bad.
Cleveland native.
I
So it's
stand corrected.
So it's a battle of the border.
The Battle of the Border.
No, he comes over here quite a bit, so he's kind of an adopted son. So
Thank you.
That's okay. Yeah, I was down in Cleveland last week playing, so I was down at Super Electric. They have a monthly tournament down there. It was a great time.
He crushed it at Cleveland Pin too a few weeks ago too.
Yeah.
He's playing very, very well.
Yeah, John's a solid player. He's a good human. Has good taste in music.
That's fine. I just, you know what? Without even looking, I assumed he was Pittsburgh because he does play so often.
Oh, he's always around at our tournaments, and likewise us to Cleveland.
We've got dancing on Iron Man.
And the game's moving because of it. Yeah, so Greg, like I said, he you'd be surprised what he listens to. A lot of people think that he plays up-tempo music, and oh my God, that was great. You say he was listening to
Slayer.
Classical. No, that would be me. It'd be me or John would be listening to Slayer. But no, he listens to a lot like classical.
Oh, okay.
He was telling me that Rachmaninoff was one of his favorite composers.
Oh, wow.
So when he's playing up there, I'm thinking he's listening to like techno or something.
Usually.
Which is, sometimes he's doing it, but sometimes he has some classical going. So
Yeah.
I tried to play with music. I can't do it because it is Slayer and it doesn't help with relaxing at all.
Wait till you play TNA. You'll be dancing with that Daft Punk-like soundtrack.
I'll start a mosh pit in the pinball tournament.
It's so great.
Well, if somebody steals your locks, you may want to start moshing them.
All right, so Greg finishes with about 3 million.
Again, decent scores on this in the 20 range. The 20's been a decent score this week so far, so Evan steps up.
Yeah, like I said, man, you miss a shot on this game, and you're in immediate danger. So why people are picking it as much as they are, it just shows people have no danger at all as far as that way we want to play.
Out of this bank, Fred, if you had to pick one game, what would it be?
I'd pick Dialed In.
Dialed In for you?
Yeah.
What about you, Lewis?
Shaq Attack.
Shaq Attack. Now, my go-to is Quicksilver. I like I found pretty easy to trap the ball, get those multipliers.
That would be my second.
Yeah?
Yeah, Quicksilver. I'm a real big fan of that game.
One game you want to throw out of the lineup here, what would it be?
Medieval
because of your
Medieval
play.
Madness.
The way
I don't like Medieval Madness.
Medieval Madness.
Medieval Madness.
Not a fan of the game. Never have been.
I think for me it might be actually Fishtails, and I just got a Fishtails, but it's played so tough. I mean, it was missed shots.
But it's so great when you get into that rhythm of making those loops. And
Rhythm? What's that?
My goodness. It's just it's very gratifying. Oh, and Zendejas has his 2 oversized pinballs in his hand.
Yep.
Oh wow.
His Zen balls.
Yeah, his Zen balls. He kind of brings them sometimes not.
He just changed his name on Facebook. I was wondering who was making this comment on my Facebook pinball profile page.
Yeah.
I'm like, who's Bob Colorado? That's his new name on Facebook.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Bob Colorado. So we got Steelman again. If you're in Pittsburgh, it's Stellman.
Strollman.
And Levy had the do or die for $64 million for first overall. And then you saw that the scores below that were slightly less.
Yep. Greg does have 6th, though, so that's probably why he picked it. He's always been a fan of Iron Man, even the
Oh my goodness.
brutal Iron Man that we're seeing right now, and finally fights it to a somewhat control.
The nice thing about it, though, is as brutal as this game plays, you saw the move that Greg made. He got 1 danger. And being able to move the game and play the game and actually get rewarded for it is insane for me. I think it's very important.
This should be an even match, too, because as you mentioned, Greg finished 6th in qualifying with 19.1 million. Evan was right behind in 7th, 17.9. So anybody's game here.
Yeah.
I'm liking where Greg's going here. He's eyeing up the bogey. Shoot the bogey ramp. Shoot Monger.
That is bold.
Yeah.
And, see.
Oh, well.
All right, so the next ball he'll come out and probably short plunge, get control, and then start his multi-ball.
Probably.
Just to try to guarantee it. Or maybe he'll get greedy. I don't know. So, yeah, you'll see Fred Richardson had 25 million, which is the second score. So, it's 39 million less.
I see Nick Zendejas playing right now. He's on ball 2 on Shadow, going up against Alexander. Alexander, after 2 balls, 222 million, and Nick is just locked the ball. He's at 9 million. So got some catching up to do. But Shadow scoring, I mean, that's nothing to catch up to that.
I like Shadow, but having no ball save on, and then usually playing it for the skill shot, the light con at the beginning, and if you miss, you're probably dead.
He walks away. Yeah, he's 11 million. So here comes Alexander.
And he'll just jump right back in. He doesn't stop. And there goes his Monger. So Evan starts his multi-ball.
Right before he shot that Monger, there was a nice little no bounce on or no nudge on that post where he just kind of gently bounced it back in.
Oh, jeez Louise.
Oh, those half ramps.
Yep. He's trying to crank away at his Monger, but he couldn't get enough.
I found the tilt wasn't too bad on this game.
No, it's clearly not. Yeah, you see these guys made a couple big moves on this and only got 1 warning.
And Medieval Madness, as tough as that game was, you could give it a good nudge too, which you really had to do once you hit the castle.
Yeah, it's one thing to set games up difficult and then leave the tilts really, really tight. And then it's,
one or the other. You can't do both.
Yeah, you can't do both, in my opinion. I think it takes the fun out of playing and it takes the skill out of it too, because, nudging and sliding the game, if necessary, are a definite part of the game and part of a skill set you need to possess.
I know there's a lot of good players who really pride themselves on being able to nudge, to maneuver a game well, and when you have a game that's set up so hard and tight.
Oh, what a save. That was beautiful. He popped it right out.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, it's all good. I was pretty much done with my thought anyway. But we have an Ironmonger ready and willing to go back up. Just has to shoot 1 more shot.
He's going to take a break. He's on 2 warnings.
So Alexander just finished his game on Shadow, 52 million bonus. It looks like 399. I'll go take a look.
Go ahead.
Multiple millions.
Just under 400 million. My goodness.
Nice.
So Zendejas, Nick's got 12 in. And
Got some work.
not even a good choice, too, on the skill shot. He had bonus X and 10 million. You'd like to see Vengeance or something.
Yeah, it would be his next one if he can get a ball lock. Back here at the farm, we have Evan plinking away at his second Monger.
Nick just drained, so that'll be 1 game for Alexander.
Oh, that was nice double hit on the Magnus shot. Monger shot it back into itself. Fortunate bounce for Evan. Let's see if he tries to go for the spinner again to get the Mongerlet, as he did right there.
And this just in, Steelers field goal. It's 3-0.
Woohoo!
I can't wait till hockey season.
We're almost there, Fred. We're
I know,
almost there.
Wednesday. It's great.
Oh, it's too far.
It's excruciating.
And the only championship team going to the White House. I won't say anything else.
I know, I heard. All right, so he's got 1 more letter to qualify his 3 million jackpot up the middle.
It's all Canadians anyway. A few Russians and Canadians anyway. But American players are on the Penguins.
I'm not even trying to think of who's American on
Come
the
on, Doug.
Penguins.
See,
Brian Rust.
all right.
Phil Kessel.
Oh, yeah, Phil for sure.
All right. Oh, little Lazari. Let's see if he can get control.
Okay. Oh.
There we go.
There it is.
Wow.
It was right on cue. He drained the ball out on one shot and made the shot with the other. That was pretty insane. And this is all on 2 warnings, so Evan's playing on fingertips right now. So,
And if you're going to lose your multi-ball, you better get the super while you're at it.
So, Lewis, where would you be going now?
Ooh, right now.
I'd do ramps.
Ramps. Bogey.
Oh, power in lane.
Don't tilt.
Got
Well, I
some-
guess it's not like a big bonus anyway, but still, you never know.
You can still get a few million. I think he's probably got about 2 or 3 million built up, so that's going to definitely help him. And I thought there was that left out lane right there. And there it is. And he still tried to make the save, so it was a great ball by Evan.
Bonus was, 2.8.
million.
You
3
called it.
million.
You said between 2 and 3. In honor of Monty Hall, who just passed away. Well done, Fred.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I did. 96 years old.
Wow.
Wow.
Let's make a deal, man. One of those shows I grew up on.
I was at the Canadian Walk of Fame when he got inducted. A very pleasant man.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of those game show hosts were. And,
Alex Trebek,
Yeah, Trebek.
another Canuck.
Yes, he is. He's the most knowledgeable man in the world, as far as I'm concerned.
He has the answers. Let's be fair.
That's okay. It's impressive how he makes it the perception of it. Oh, as I knocked over the microphone here, and I punched Lewis at the same time.
It's all good.
I would be the worst host ever. I'd be like, you don't know that? You're so stupid, as I read the answer on the card.
I can't
and
watch.
mispronounce the correct answer.
I can't watch this show because for me, I don't know any of the answers. So for me, if it's not sports, I don't know.
I want Rock and Roll Jeopardy to return. Remember when Jeff Probst used to host that?
Yeah.
That the very first episode. Again, by the way, there was a rule: radio disc jockey's not allowed to play it. I'm not trying to brag. Every single question I got right.
Nice.
And
Nice.
then it got harder and harder and harder. But the first time it was like, this is too easy. Get me on this show.
You and Bowen could be on there.
Yeah.
Well, no, Bowen was on The Millionaire, right?
Yeah, he did.
Was he on,
Yeah.
Was he on Jeopardy?
I don't know about that, but he definitely was on.
I know he was on Millionaire for
Yep.
sure. That's when he had hair.
Wow. I still have to go watch that video because I think it's online.
Oh, moved everything there. Wow.
Yeah.
So that's it for Greg. Another win for Evan. The last of the round 3 games here, or round 2 games, I guess.
Yeah, they're still waiting on round 2. Over in the B division, Leslie takes out Stefanis 3-1.
Obviously skipping work.
AJ over the Kickback Weekly organizer, Josh Burfield 3-1. And then Todd Williams 3-0 over Jeff, now playing AJ.
That's awesome to see Todd out here because he, with his work and everything, he was just promoted to be assistant district attorney.
Wow.
And I don't know how he even has time to come play. And then he has his family and everything. It's always great to see Todd out here playing.
Chris Stevens is on Dialed In right now. He's playing Fred. Fred obviously had that great game on Dialed In, so he's certainly comfortable with that.
Yep. We're currently watching Alexander as player 2 on Quicksilver up against Nick Zendejas.
Love this game.
That will be Alexander's second win as this
He
game is
won
over.
already. Wow.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you what the strategies would be. The game's over already, so I was going to say, what would you go with?
Those
but
top right targets.
yeah,
Get
I always
those.
go for the multipliers.
They carry over. Don't worry about the spinners till you get them. If you can get 5 times, then the rest is all gravy. Then you go spinners. And
I
Oh,
play
yeah.
stupid. I shoot for the saucer so I can get the targets lit up to 20,000 apiece.
you know what? I don't go for the saucer, especially certainly on the first one, because it's only worth 5,000 for those drop targets. I miss and hit it. That's kind of
Yeah.
when you're going for the. It's just it's a tough. If you hit the post, you're in trouble.
You're right.
But
There's
those,
some weird geometry going on in that game. There's
I love
definitely
it.
some weird angles, but yeah, it's a great
the
game.
deep
Oh, yeah.
flippers too, being able to catch. It's such a fun game.
You'll see people shatzing the in lane just to light the spinners left and right, but then the dreading up and over will eventually get you.
And you know what? That Quicksilver game reminds me a lot of another old classic Stern game too. Just the way it kind of the flow of it. Ali, which is over in the Classics Bank. Those 2 games remind. I'd love to get my hands on an Ali game.
Yeah, Greg DeFeo took me out with 900,000 last night in our third game to clinch his advancement in classics.
Yeah. Now that Zach Sharp works at Stern, I hear he's trying to ban all Ali games. Just he got beaten pretty bad at Papa. Someone once told me. I don't know.
How'd you beat him up at Papa?
Oh, was it me? I didn't.
Yeah, I think it was you.
Oh, was it? I don't know.
I've seen pictures and a shirt.
And a shirt.
All right, so we're on Fishtails. Evan just drained. I think it was after they both had played a ball, so I think this is ball 2.
Yep.
I think the prevailing strategy is monster fish.
Now, something to note here, Greg has already had his first monster fish and drained out of it. Evan is still sitting with 1 shot away from his first monster fish, so...
Can I ask a dumb question? If you miss your first monster fish and then you get it the second time, will it go up to 30, or do you have to actually capture it?
You have to claim the monster fish to be able to advance it.
Okay.
So
it'll go back to 20.
yeah.
I say that now owning the game. Still don't know. I should probably pay attention.
Yeah, once you collect any hurry up, it advances the maximum value by 10 million every time.
That is why Lewis is here. The guy knows every single rule. I love what you do at Pinburg, too, when you put out that kind of, here's some gameplay. On Tilt forums, Lewis, I know a lot of people, myself included, read that, and thank you for all the time and effort you do on that.
Oh, you're welcome. Been a little bit more busy recently, but I'm looking to get back into that at some point. It's really fun just to dive into rule sheets and manuals and the corners of the internet just to find how a specific thing works on a game.
Well, I know, Fred, if you could read, I know you'd agree with what Lewis does. It's spectacular.
If I could read, well, I never learned to read. But no, it's like I said earlier to Lewis, I learn from, listening to what he says and pick up bits and pieces because I don't read rules and things like that. And you're right. I don't read pinball.
I don't
rules.
either, and I know I should, and advance to those who do. But it's funny. I played every one of these games in the bank here, and I guarantee I've learned something about almost every one of them this week.
Yeah. And Todd Williams is graciously advertising the Pittsburgh Pinball League in front of us, swaying back and forth. He's just, giving us a shout out. But,
yeah.
Jeff kicked him out now, so we can see Greg Galanter dance. So Greg is, again, up.
There goes the end of that Pittsburgh Pinball League advertisement that we just had there.
So
on the one camera.
With that drain, that's going to be Evan over Greg, 3-1. He's going to plunge that off and walk away.
And
so he'll play Stephen Bowden.
Yep.
Yeah.
Evan from Columbus.
So here are the matchups for round number 3. Yeah, round number 3. Fred and Chris, who are at it right now, playing on Dialed In. Nick Zendejas against Alexander. Alexander is up 2-0. John Del Zappo versus John Raplogo. And Evan, who we just mentioned, will be playing Stephen Bowden from funwithbonus.com.
I was going to say, I think we're going to Dialed In, and we are. So John Del Zappo playing currently. Just shot it into the phone for the meteor storm begin.
He's going to go ahead and let's see what he does here, if he goes for the stand-ups or not.
I like shooting him.
Oh, I like shooting him too. I'd say it's a relatively easy mode to complete.
The one I like to hit is the one to the right of the theater. I find that has a pretty decent kickback. It doesn't seem to drain. The one to the left of the theater, I don't even. It's usually a tough shot. The Bob guy or whatever his name is. What is his name? What's his name?
Oh, that's a QED.
QED. Thank you. I sometimes season the way for that left drop.
He's got a little QED thing on his hard hat.
Very nice. Do you think that's a throwback to a Roadshow for Lawler? It almost kind of looks like Ted there.
It's definitely got the feel to it. It's going to feel a lot of his games. The shots and
that upper right flipper.
Yeah, the shots, the inner flipper, just the theming, the way the game feels. You definitely know that you're playing a Lawler game in this.
My favorite Lawler game for sure. You're right, Fred. When you talk about this game, it's just spectacular. Looking forward to seeing in a couple weeks the new Jersey Jack pinball machine that'll be released at Expo. No one knows that it's Pirates of the Caribbean. Apparently, nobody knows.
I just found out.
It's Pirates?
I couldn't. That's what I said. Yeah, Steve Bowden was telling me. I was like, Pirates of the Caribbean, really?
If you talk to Jack, he's pretty open about it. But the neat thing about the game is not so much the theme. It's the brand new designer, this new engineer that Jersey Jack hired. So it's always kind of neat to see new blood and see what they can kind of come up with.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's like with Keith going to Stern.
Keith Scott Denisi doing TNA. Yeah, I'm excited by that.
There's a lot of interesting concepts, interesting games coming out.
Could you ever build a game, Lewis?
I've mulled around some designs in my head. I haven't actually built a game yet. I don't really have the means to do so right now, but I hope to one day.
Years of really creating it. I've got a buddy in London, Ontario, Mark and Cedi. He's doing The Nightmare Before Christmas. You've probably seen it at Expo and some other places. Have you seen it, Lewis?
I have.
And the playfield looks spectacular.
Oh my goodness, that game does look amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of unique games up at Expo. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is up there every year. There's just a lot of unique, like, one-off titles that are made boutique games, and like I said,
that is neat.
One of the big things about going to Expo that's awesome. And Chicago pizza.
And Chicago pizza.
I never saw Elwin's Archer game except only on video.
Is he going to have it at the Expo?
I don't know about that, but I liked what I saw in the video.
I asked him if he was going to sell the rights to Stern.
Don't believe so.
Yeah, he said probably.
Yeah, I don't believe so.
But yeah, it looks like an interesting game. Lots of different innovative features in the game from watching the videos.
So in the Battle of the Johns, we are
The toilet match, we'll call it.
the toilet match. All right,
The Battle of the Johns.
I like it.
And John used to be a wrestler.
Really?
What was his name again?
Al
the Plumber, so that ties in perfectly. Walked out like Hacksaw Jim Duggan, except
is
the
this
2x4.
true?
This is absolutely true.
100%.
I am not kidding right now.
We're not joking.
Which John?
John Rapogle.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, Apple could do it too.
He could.
he could.
Yeah, John.
Al the Plumber.
Yeah, Al the Plumber.
Was he a jabroni?
I can't speak of that. John. Doug?
Doug?
Good guy, bad guy? Doesn't know.
Doug's wearing a Al the Plumber t-shirt right now. We should find out more.
Yeah, he used to come out, like I said, with Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Without the 2x4, it was a plunger.
Okay, maybe it's a Metallica Master of Puppets shirt, but
No, it's Master of Puppies.
Master of Puppies.
Oh god.
Oh, yeah, it's the greatest shirt ever.
Very nice.
Master of Puppies.
Master of Puppies.
All right.
All right, so John's going for the short plunge and shoots it right into the bob targets.
Al the Plumber. My god, I'd love to see photos.
I think you should just go ask him about it at some point and have him talk about
I
it.
can't talk to him. He's got the best voice. It destroys me.
And there it is. That all too familiar off the top of the sling. Just
Forget about it. It's
ricochets
gone.
to the left.
Oh, participation award.
Yep.
What an insult, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Participation
Oh,
award.
yeah.
Yeah, there is a participation trophy. If you get nothing, no combos, no spiders, no modes, no nothing, you just get a participation trophy. Here's
Wow.
500 points.
Yeah. But again, as we talked about earlier, one ball can just do it for you. So
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
70,000 or 77,000 is really nothing.
Yeah, John Del Zoppo has not walked away with this game yet for sure.
No.
Now, if you're playing at this point right now, everybody's got a shot.
Oh, yeah.
Back to the Al the Plumber thing. How did he have plumber's crack? I do need to know about that when he came out.
I'm not going to speak of that either. I have... No, I'm just not.
That's why he's not wrestling anymore, because he totally screwed up the theme.
He's just keeping it in his pocket for now. He went from Al the Plumber to Gentleman John and started reading pinball books.
Wow.
Maybe that'll be his next wrestling character. Gentleman John. So unassuming until he hits you over the head with a chair. He's in a backhanded. No, he's going to go for Bob and then go for it.
He's going to take his selfies.
He's opting to go with the live catch out of the scoop. It's usually a good bounce over. And
Yeah.
he likes shooting it on the forehand instead of the backhand. It's interesting.
Selfie mode.
Great
Yep.
live catch.
And we got some combos now in Whirlwind. 1, 2.
That
now
stoned
left
face, by the way. Sorry to interrupt.
It's the
Lewis.
same picture.
It's the
but it's
same
not.
picture every time. Sorry, Lewis, for jumping
You're good.
in.
No,
I
you're
love it.
good. Yeah, now he's got one more shot in the mode. All he has to do is hit the side ramp. That'll give him his lock. That'll give him his mode completion, light his SIM card. Or he's one shot away from the big bang right now, so he might dribble into that and have another option available to him
did you
like
get it?
that.
You called it. He might dribble into it. That's so funny.
Yeah.
I've heard it mentioned many times to John that he needs to quit being so enthusiastic when he plays. Yeah, it was the same picture over and over again.
Yep.
Still in the mode.
Now, unfortunately, QED
Is in the way, isn't he?
Yeah, he blocks your shot to that big bang target from the left.
Would you tap him then? I would.
Oh, I would tap him for sure.
Get him out of there, but the mode's over now, right?
Yep, mode is over.
So you got to relight a mode and then go for Big Bang, correct?
Yep. He will take his 10,000 point extra ball.
There are some games here. We talked about Dipsy-Doodle with the extra balls on, so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if there's any. Definitely some of the classics.
Oh, yeah. Fire. No, not fire.
Knockout.
Knockout for sure.
Blackjack.
Yeah, Blackjack was one of them. I stayed away from that all weekend.
And again, he's got the big bang, but there we go. He's
Get
going to
him out
knock
of the
that
way. Get him
QED out of the way. Try not to put him back at his place.
How much time has he got?
Yep.
Oh, he's got at least 21 seconds, so
Oh,
he's got
yeah.
time.
He's going to take his roving
There
shot.
he is. Oh.
Oh, he's just going to go right for the mode, it looks like.
How many more shots does he need?
He needs 4 more shots.
See, I'd be going Big Bang. Oh, he's got his kickback lit, too.
Yep. That's
Big Bang. No.
Yeah, he has his second
Oh,
bomb,
there it is.
so he's going to move QED back into place.
Okay.
Bonus multiplier.
And some laser blast from the UFOs.
Yep.
Oh, how many more shots?
Side ramp. Again. That side ramp.
That's a tough one. Oh, he went for it. Theater's the way to get there, isn't it?
That's the easiest way. The loop is
Oh.
another one, but
See, he just missed it. So close.
Yeah.
But that's still a good mode, 78,000.
oh yeah. I mean, on top of that, he's got a good bonus built up right now. He's been shooting really good flow shots. He's got a lot of combo bonus.
So let's see if he gets this mode started. Again, Big Bang right there for the taking.
Yep.
Checking his status.
Ooh. Whip out of the drone pit there. That's probably the most annoying part of this game is the drone pit on the right. If you hit any switches there, it just flings a magnet. All right, so
Bang. No.
yeah, he's got QED in the way. So let's play some Deuce from Kiss.
What was that? That was
Also, shout outs to Earthshaker.
lots of disasters.
Oh yeah, and a lot of them named after pinball machines.
Yeah, for sure. Whirlwind, Earthshaker.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
There's those like slings.
Now the bonus is going to be something, and he's got a very good setup going into ball 3.
36.
Yeah. And as a flow player, 16,000 of that was just combos.
Next to him on Dialed In, Chris Stevens is playing Fred right now. He's up 2-0. Alexander 2-0 on Nix and Dejas. Evan and Steven just started, and you're watching John Del Zoppo, who had a great second ball on Dialed In against John Raplogo. Al the Plumber. I'll never call him John again.
All right. Al's got his phone lit.
Yeah, you know what? We can't say John anymore because there's 2 Johns. It's got to be Al.
Let's see if Al can do it on the forehand here. Nope, he shoots it right into the safe pop bumpers.
Yeah. Hits the target in the back of him, too.
Real quick, John. Flip it. Real
Drop
quick.
it.
Yeah,
Drop
it's
that top one.
it's as quickly as that.
It's like your Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, it's pretty
For
similar.
the add a member.
Yep.
QED. 6th member of Guns N' Roses.
He'll be fired soon. In actual tradition.
He already has been. Ever since I said it, he's been fired.
All right.
Yep.
John's
John's
gonna-
taking a break.
He's going to catch his breath. Get himself situated.
You're right, Fred. Look at how tough that shot is.
It's makeable. It's definitely makeable,
Yeah.
but you have to be exactly right on it. And if you miss, that can happen. What just happened to him? So
Now, do we blame Doug for that, for the tight setup, or I'm just looking to get him on something?
no, we will blame Al for being inaccurate.
All right. You're off the hook, Doug.
All right. John now is looking at some really interesting setups here. He's got One lock towards his multi-ball. He's got...
Big
and he
bang,
hits the
unfortunately,
big
without the
bang.
mode.
That isn't the most terrible thing, considering he drains after it, but...
It's another 50,000 in his pocket.
Yeah, it's another 50,000 in his pocket.
Had it been in a mode, what would that have been worth, hitting Big Bang?
150, 160,000.
160.
Yeah, you get the entire mode, plus some bonus, plus your 50,000 plus for the Big Bang.
Plus SIM card lit.
And you let your SIM card because you finished your mode.
So that
Now-
potentially could be 260.
Oh, yeah. 260 plus whatever you get in SIM card from then on.
Again, you're watching the Pittsburgh Pinball Open 8 live from PPL headquarters. We're watching Dialed In, John Raplogle. Al the Plumber is on ball 3 of Dialed In. I'm Jeff Teals from Pinball Profile. Louis Bevins is here, and Fred Cochran with producer Doug Polka.
All right.
John made the scoop, and he shot it on the forehand, not the backhand.
Yep, John started his EMP, moves QED out of the way.
EMP's deadly, though.
I think he just wants to finish this right now. That's not how you finish it. Up, 2.
Oh, boy.
Great flipper work there. All right, now he just has to punch the Big Bang, and the EMP has been shut down. That's about 100,000 there because he was in the middle of completing it. He's got his SIM card lit. He's got his locks lit now for his first multi-ball. He's going to enjoy the light show. So, about this far behind, I'd say what I'd probably do right now is hit QED, get a mode lit, hit the bob lock so I get my lock's lit or my lock finished and selfie mode started, and then try to go for both of a mode and a selfie, or mode and a multi-ball and with a selfie.
That SIM card is so key right now.
Oh yeah. Also another
Oh.
thing.
Good
Oh, that was coming back in too.
Yeah.
And the phone is cracked.
All right.
Del Zappa will take round 1 against Al the Plumber. They're the current standings right now. Again, the updates we have, Nick Zendeos is down 2-0 to Alexander. Fred is losing 2-0 to Chris Stevens. We mentioned John Del Zappa with the win there, 1-0. And Steve Bowden has 1 win against Evan. We'll find you another game shortly. I know Guns N' Roses, Freddie, and Chris Stevens are playing. And there we go. Just like that. Doug Polka.
Hi, Michelle.
Quick on the gun.
All right, just a little background on Guns N' Roses. The kickback has been disabled. The magnets are disabled. There's fat posts where the lock shot goes.
Fred and Louis, help me out on this too, because we were kind of discussing strategy here for maybe maximizing points. So when you have your plunge, you have 4 choices, and there was the mystery, there was Super Pops, there was add a member, and start guitar feature. What was your best strategy on ball 1, 2, and 3? Louis?
Mystery, mystery, and mystery.
Now explain that why, because I was going Super Pops each time for the 2 million pops, but I've heard a few people say that about mystery. Tell us why, Louis.
Your first mystery you get is 25 million. It's a decent amount.
Sure.
Second mystery you get is 20x multiplier, which if you're shooting ramps and other things that build your bonus, it could give you a good end of ball bonus. And then on your third ball, when you get your pity multi-ball, or as Data East goes, pretty much just your multi-ball, you'll have your mega pops lit.
3 million.
And mega pops are 3 million instead of 2.
Is that a tournament setting that mystery will always do that way?
I want to say so.
Not sure.
I'm not 100% sure myself.
I always did the same thing as you, Jeff. I always went for the 2 million. Just, I don't know, just because. And I never really pursued the avenue of the mysteries, but 3 million pop bumpers on the multi-ball would be
Sure.
pretty lucrative
Yeah.
as well.
Jason Werdrick was the first guy I saw do what Louis described there, and I couldn't understand why, but the reason I asked if it's a tournament setting, one of them, Jason said to me, was he got unlimited kickback or something like that, which is disabled on this
Correct.
Guns N' Roses machine, so it was useless. So When you described the mystery being, the 25 million and then what was the second one?
20x multiplier.
20x multiplier, that's good. And definitely the super pops at 3 million, the mega pops or whatever you call them.
Yep.
Those are good, but I'm wondering how he got a kickback or something like that. So.
Oh, yeah.
Tim Sexton, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but Tim Sexton confirms in the chat room it is a tournament-only setting.
Thank you, Tim Balls.
Also, on this second ball, while you're building locks, every jam completion's another 25 million or so, or 20 million. So you're getting paid just for completing lanes once you max out your bonus, which the game does conveniently for you. But right now, Chris is going to be rolling down the street.
Oh, no. Wow. Wow.
Squish. Gilby rolls. The video mode where Chris is being way too polite right now.
He should be running people over.
He should be running people over.
Same as Harley Davidson, huh?
Yeah. Wow, Chris.
He ran somebody over.
There we go. And right between two cars.
I like the hair flowing in the back there.
Oh, yeah. The
the little mullet.
Yep. The little mullet flicker in the background. Now, if he dumps it right back in that scoop, that's another 50 million. That is and there we go. He'll take his 20 to the bank from completing top lanes at his max bonus. And finds patience.
And there's no kickback there.
But that Gilby rolls on top of being 50 million was 20 million in bonus just because he had that 20x.
This week, the scores on Guns N' Roses, there you have it right there. So you want that 700 threshold is kind of a decent game there for you, 700 million.
Yeah, I played Nixon Deos in the first round, and he put up about 600 million on, and that was a solid game.
I see Fred with 747 there. I don't see Chris on there, Chris Stevens. So,
yeah, Chris and I followed about the same qualifying strategy. We both shied away from the Guns N' Roses or this medieval iron fishtails end of the bank.
just having a look to see if I can even see a Chris score on there.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he touched it.
As an update, in the Battle of the Johns, we have John Replogle up on Shadow right now. They're on ball 2. John's got 77.
In a mode
or
right
John
now?
Replogle's got 77. John Del Zappo's got 73. Then in the Zen versus Alexander match, we have them on dialed in. Zen's just stepping up to his first ball as player 2. And we're having a few talks over here about Guns N' Roses. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, if Fred found his way to the bathroom. I know he's right there. Looks like we have a potential malfunction.
Oh, I see. He's not here right now. I see. He walked away. Yep.
Let's do another game. And our intrepid producer, Doug Polka, is stepping out of the booth to remedy this issue as we speak.
So someone's walked away from Guns N' Roses right now?
Yeah, it looks like there's some tournament directors floating around there. It seems like we have some kind of issue right now.
We'll figure it out.
I can see Fred, so he's smiling. Chris is there too, so I think something happened with Chris's ball. Did you see what happened?
I did not.
Well, if it was at the end of the last ball, it was because it trained out the left out lane.
Yeah. I know Pete Hendricks is going over to look at the game right now.
No, I just got a message from Doug that there may be a potential flipper issue with Guns N' Roses. They're going to go over and look at the flippers.
Speaking of issues, in the Battle of the Johns, we may be pulling Shadow. Oh, no, the scores are there, but the game shut down in the middle of John Replogle's ball while he was up 230 to 73. That is the mechanical nature of pinball there, folks.
What happened?
He was in the middle of something, and all of a sudden, the game just rebooted. Battlefield.
So they'll have to replay that game over. Or a game.
I will have to see what the ruling is going to be on that. It could be play it. It could be play on. And here we go. Got ourselves...
Dialed in.
Yep, dialed in. Ball 3. Nixon Deos is looking for about 40,000 more points right now. That'll help him out with his lock and his crazy selfies.
Alex is up right now, and
Oh, it's Alex up.
It's Alex up right now, and he's up 2-0 on this so far. So
Yes.
not strong scores by either, but again, this game is with those out lanes and no rubbers. It's playing tough. Missed shots.
Yeah. My 4,000 in my
4,000.
I put up 4,000. Yeah. I hit QED and I drained, and then I got two brick shot drains. This game can be very mean to you if it wants to be.
Did you get 3 participation bonuses?
No, actually, I got a combo, a participation, and a participation. I did get a
this
combo.
guy can play.
Got a combo.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I was playing a game of qualifying, and I got like 9, and Greg DeFeo was behind me. He goes, I'm pretty sure I could beat that, and proceeded to put up 2,000.
Wow.
And I just sat there and shook my head, and it was pretty funny, actually.
You're getting a few selfies there of Alexander,
Yep.
the young great.
That ball kicked around from the back of the theater.
It's not there yet.
Uh-oh.
Oh, good
Oh,
save.
great
Good
tip
save, because we're looking at 16,000, and it's not a big bonus game. I
Yeah.
wouldn't even. I mean, you could hold it and find out, right?
He's got about 5,000 from Bob. He's got maybe 2,000 from combos.
Not there yet. Then.
I don't think he has kilowatts or spider at all,
Okay.
or transit.
If he hits the theater, he
matter.
can get another 1,000.
Yep.
2,000 now. 2,500 for a theater shot.
And he gets his transit bonus, so that'll be another thing in bonus. Those pops will give him a ton of points
Wow.
quick.
He's only less than 5,000 away, so he
Um,
should have it if he doesn't tilt.
Yeah, don't tilt. That's pretty much all I've got to say right now. Just grind out combos.
And there he goes.
Yep, and that will do it. Alexander 3-0s Nixon Dejas to move on to the semifinals. But of course,
Alexander trying to go back to back
yeah,
at PPO.
well, he got second last year.
Oh, sorry. I every time I see the picture of him beating Trent, I always assume he won. That's right.
No, that was in like the
That was like the
Quarterfinals.
second round, yeah.
Yeah.
It
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like in the second round.
You know, I've seen that video a few times. I never knew it was here until I think Evan put it on a loop here.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
on a loop when we got here this morning, and I walked
still
in,
on.
and Greg Galanter was dancing, and Trent was, kicking the football.
Still working on Guns N' Roses, so
From what I've heard, there was a flipper issue that was going on.
if that's the case, Fred, what would happen? Because we saw what happened to Chris losing the ball. Would he get a compensation ball if they deem that as a?
I don't believe so.
No?
I think unless they can prove the fact that the ball was lost, because of the flipper, if it didn't flip or something, I don't believe so.
Yeah, I think Fred mostly didn't step up to the game just as a formality because he didn't want to have to play under the same situation as
Right.
well.
At this point, if there's any question, you're waiting and
Oh,
you're
yeah.
doing the safe thing.
So who do we have up now? This looks like we've got a B division matchup here on Dialed In. If somebody wants to,
One of the questions we were asked: what was the high score on Dialed In qualifying? Alberto Santana from New York had 1.27 million. Fred Richardson was second with 961,000. Alberto also put up another 900 for good measures.
oh yeah,
It's funny because that score that he had on top score would have been, I think, 6th in Buffalo.
Yeah,
My high score in Buffalo was over 3 million.
the game was playing a little longer. Certainly,
there were outlane posts for sure.
that helps.
But the scores were considerably higher. I actually was able to get like 1.2 on it.
So right now, what you're watching on Dialed In is a B championship or division match.
it's
We're gonna get
Patrick LaQuinta as player 1 versus Aaron Kelly as player 2. Aaron steps up to the machine and experiments around a little bit with the flippers.
So we were talking about Shadow earlier, and the game shut down on a great game for John Rapogel. they have decided to replay the game. And John, who had 229 million versus, let's say 79 million. John just played his first ball. He's at 17 million.
Okay.
So
We're gonna be
they're
going,
not replaying. Sorry, I'm getting rolling here.
No, we're going to be going back to Guns N' Roses. That's all.
Oh, okay. Doug just pointed out they captured the scores, which is the great thing, I guess, about video, too. And, well, certainly a lot of people here watching it, tournament directors, they're adding 2 balls to their first ball score. So
Awesome.
That doesn't hurt John Rapogel's progress with a good shadow game.
Yep. And,
Al the Plumber will like that.
oh, yeah. And now we have Fred Richardson's posting up his multi-ball on Guns N' Roses. It definitely seems like it's a ball 3 situation since he's only got 1 band member on stage.
But what's going? See the
But he's got
tournament
a
directors
stuck
there.
ball.
And then also, too, just to follow up with the question that was asked was there a lost ball because of a flipper malfunction? No. It was just a question of whether the flipper was weak or not. So there'll be no compensation for anybody.
Okay.
They're just going to play on.
In that match, it's do or die for Fred because he's down 2-0 to Chris Stevens.
Yeah.
Let's see if Fred can nail the jackpot shot.
He just needs his guns in right now. There's his guns in. Now, he is going to drain out before he can get Paradise City, which is the super jackpot right there.
Stuff you like does too. You get to shoot the lock shot for the super,
You have to shoot the lock shot for the super.
and then after that you can shoot the ramps again, and then the inner becomes the super jackpot for 300 million, right?
Yep, I believe so.
Advancing to the Final Four, Alexander Kazmarchik. Congratulations to him.
The young man is on fuego.
He was 3-0 against Nixon Dejas.
And Chris is eyeing up a 3-0 as well right now if he can get his band members on stage and start a multi-ball.
Well, you're going to start a certainly lit to start the multi-ball, right? So,
Oh, yeah.
So he did your thing, the mystery 3 times.
Mega pops.
Mega pops.
Let's see if he can get control of the ball.
Oh.
No.
Wait,
He got the ball save.
yeah.
Encore.
Forgot about the encore.
And that puts it right back up.
Oh, not again. Wow.
Don't tilt.
No,
Wow, that's bad
it's
luck.
not going to be a lot
Not-
of bonus.
No.
Nope,
That's bad luck.
not enough. 3 million pops.
Fred's still alive.
Yep.
2-1 for Chris Stevens. Alexander, he advanced, and we've got on Shadow. It looks like, John Rapogle. He is just evened it up against John Del Zoppo. Steve Bowden's got a 1-0 lead against Evan. None of those players are playing right now, so we'll see what game selections they have. Look at Alexander. That's amazing, too, because that was a tough match against Trent. Went to 5 games, but he just blew up Shaq. You know, you see something like that, Lewis, and you just wonder if that just sets him off. You know, you come right down to the wire, 1 game, winner advances, and you blow up a game like that. Does that carry over to the next round? It looks like it has.
I would definitely say so. Even 1 ball, if you have a do or die 1 ball situation, it carries over extremely well.
All right, fellas, well, I'm going to step out. Well, as soon as Jeff comes back, I'm going to step out. But Brian Tessier is going to come in and take my place. I'm going to be done talking for the day. I'm tired of hearing my voice. But it was great to work with you, Lewis, of course.
Great to work with you as well.
And Jeff is going to interview Alexander Kazmarchik, and Brian will be in. Take care, everybody.
All right, Alexander, congratulations. You're on to round number 4 with a 3-0 sweep. And we were just talking about you on Shaq Attack and that blow up there. You had the highest score of all weekend on there. The funny thing we first of all thought about was he's entering his name. He's worried about resetting the game, weren't you?
Yes. Yeah.
But that really kind of carried over, and look what we've got right now, a 3-0. You're feeling really good.
Yep.
I talked to you earlier about Shaq Attack, and it's a game you're not really familiar with, are you?
Nope. This is
Did
probably
you-
the first times I ever play it.
What about those hidden balls? Did you know much about those?
No.
Still not?
Nope, still don't really understand.
Big points. So what you did was you had 3 hidden ball features. Look up the rules when you're done. What you did was amazing because you had 100 million bonus on your ball 2 and ball 3 by those hidden balls. So
Nice.
is it one of your new favorite games?
Not really.
But I remember watching you in Buffalo too on the X-Files, and
love
you
X-Files.
you loved X-Files.
I love
Another
X-Files.
game you didn't know.
No,
Doesn't
I know,
matter.
No, I know X-File.
Oh,
I own it.
okay, he knows that. All right. Well, you beat Trent. He didn't kick a chair. That kind of came down to the wire
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
So how you feeling, buddy?
Good right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty calm, pretty cool.
Yep. Happy to make it top 4 now.
Last question. What about Dipsy-Doodle? That's a kind of game that I watch you play and you kind of hit bang, 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 bang. You're really good on the fly. Dipsy-Doodle is kind of a game that has to slow down a little
Yep.
bit.
Yep. I want to like Dipsy-Doodle, but every time I play it, I just get house balls and drain.
And you concentrated only on these main banks. You didn't play the classics, did you? Or you played like maybe
played
1 ticket.
3 tickets.
tickets,
I
yeah.
didn't get enough time.
Well, good luck to you. Final
you,
4.
Jeff.
Well done.
Thank you, Jeff.
And welcome back to the booth here. Jeff Teals will be joining us behind the microphone in a little bit. I believe when we went right to the interview, we had the battle between Evan Bingham and Stephen Bowden. They are currently, Stephen is up 1-0, and he's walking up to his first ball of shadow right now.
It looks like Evan had a pretty quick ball one there at 62 million, so
Yeah, he's got some work done.
a little bit of work.
We'll have to figure out what that is when he steps up for his next ball. So what did you think of this shadow this weekend?
It's pretty brutal. I got to play it last week before the tournament, and it was brutal then. So
Yeah, I think I've only tried qualifying on it twice and ended up posting 20 million and 15 million. And then I got called to play it in my first round, and I put up about 250 and 2 balls.
well, that's the time to play it good, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's playable. It's got no ball save, and a lot of the shots are brutal.
And that's the way the shadow is.
Exactly.
If you can get in some sort of flow, Brian and Levy, my goodness, that vengeance is so rewarding.
And then it leads right to Super Vengeance, even better.
So it looks like Evan on his ball 1 went for the battlefield. Wow. He's got his battlefield done and busted through
That
the
was
back for a
amazing.
70.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
And he's done.
And he knocked out the
Camera.
camera.
We'll fix that before the next ball. Doug, help me out here.
Oh my
We're
goodness.
going to get that fixed up here in a second.
Was that a tilt? I don't know if that was a tilt or not, though.
He didn't get bonus, I don't think. So
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that was a tilt.
Evan, is that a tilt?
No, it
That was
wasn't
not a tilt, folks.
Oh, man.
Also, thanks for taking out the camera. Apologies. That was a. We have a minute here while Doug and Jeff go ahead and try to get this camera back online.
I think the wire goes in the thing there. And
Yep,
I'm gonna
the
come
wire
over
goes
here
in the
take a look
thing,
at
and
it.
we'll investigate.
We're going to try a little experimentation here.
Yep.
Well, we're really hoping to get the DMDs back online. It's one of those situations where when one goes down, it kind of does affect the other one. So
Oh, my.
we might have a little pause in the action.
Okay.
We might. We'll see, Brian. We'll just let you karaoke or something. What do you think?
We could try karaoke.
Okay.
Watch our viewership plummet.
Looks like Steven will be stepping up to his ball too, and while we're still around here working on the DMD cameras, we'll try to give you best play-by-play we can of the scores as they're going on.
Steven's got 4 million going into this ball.
Yep. All right.
We are going to take a break, and we will be back. We're going to do a reboot to get that DMD back on. So just a short little interlude here, and we will be back. Here here on Papa Pinball.
See you soon.
See you soon.